Hey everyone, Roblox reported second quarter earnings results that sent the stock price crashing by more than 20% on the day of the announcement. In this video, I'm going to review Roblox's latest figures and answer why the stock price fell by that much. And then I'm also going to update my recommendation of Roblox stock. Coming into the report, I had Roblox stock rated as a buy. You're going to want to tune in to see if I'm updating that recommendation. So let's get right into it. Starting with revenue, which increased by 15% to 681 million. But revenue is not the most accurate way to look at Roblox's activity, and I'll tell you why a little bit later when I get to bookings. Its net loss worsened to 285 million. That was worse than the 179 million in the same quarter the prior year. But again, just like revenue, the net loss doesn't accurately reflect what's happening at Roblox. I would point you to cash flow from operations instead, which I will also talk about a little bit later. Daily active users fell by 600,000 in the quarter from the previous quarter to 65.5 million. Still, that was up by 25% year over year. And I'm going to show you a slide with their daily active users and a truly impressive continued growth for Roblox, which remember, when economic reopening started, there was big concerns from investors that, oh my goodness, when economies reopen and kids go back to school, Roblox is going to lose millions of daily active users. That never happened. In fact, they've added millions of users since economic reopening gained momentum. So that's been impressive. So ABPAU, what is that? Average booking per daily active user decreased by 3% year over year. This was a troubling sign. This was one reason why Roblox stock came down. There was some others, but this was one reason that brought Roblox stock down, because this means that people who were using Roblox this year compared to last year, they were spending less money on Roblox this year compared to last year. Overall bookings increased by 22% to 781 million. That was mostly a function of Roblox having more people on the platform, not each person spending more. That was the ABPAU, which decreased. Cash flow from operations increased to 28.4 million. That was up from 26.5 million. And remember, the second quarter is Roblox's slowest quarter in terms of cash flow from operations, following its first quarter, which is its relatively strongest quarter of the year, just in terms of the timing of the collection of cash. So let me show you this slide here, which is Roblox's average booking per daily active users and why the negative 3% was such a big deal. Because on the surface, you look at negative 3% and it's not that big of a decline, right? But what was significant about it was that it broke a trend. So you could see average revenue per user, average booking per user, bottomed out in the first quarter of 2022 at negative 25%. This was the majority of the impact of the economic reopening, was that folks or kids on the platform were putting less money on the platform. They were still logging on, they were still gaining new users, but people were just spending less money on Roblox. And then it started to improve, right? From negative 25% to negative 21 to negative 11 to negative 2 to flat in the previous quarter, and investors were hoping that trend would continue into positive territory, but instead this quarter, the most recent update, it trended backward, negative 3%. And so that was the big disappointment, was investors were thinking, okay, we're going to get back to this level where the people on Roblox platform just spend more and more and more as they find more enjoyment, as they find more things to spend on the platform. They just keep adding their spending, but that trend was broken. And whenever a positive trend is broken, it's the trend breaking that's the bigger news instead of the actual number of negative 3%, because it's been worse before and the stock price hadn't crashed as much as it did this quarter. But was the bad news was that breaking that trend was really disappointing for Roblox investors and Roblox shareholders, and that's why the stock price fell, because now it starts a new trend, right? It starts a new risk where investors are now like, well, is this going to keep going downward again like it did previously, -3, -5, -10? Or is it just a one-time thing where it's -3 and then it's going to snap back up and return to positive territory? That remains to be seen, and that uncertainty means more risk, and whenever you have more risk, stock price is negatively correlated to risk. So risk goes up, price goes down, and that's what you see happening here with Roblox. So to update my recommendation of Roblox stock, I'm still keeping the stock rated as a buy. I like the business model. I like that they're adding millions of daily active users. They're just now starting to implement advertising, add revenue to the business, which I think is going to be a big deal because the vast majority of people that are on the Roblox platform are not depositing money on the platform. And so the advertising functionality will allow Roblox to capture and monetize the use and engagement from the rest of nearly 60 plus million of its users that do not put money on the platform. So I still like the stock. I'm still recommending the stock as a buy. All right, but that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.